What happens when language becomes a burden, when your heritage becomes invisibility? In Last Season, Anthony Chen doesn't just portray an isolated teacher, he films the effective remains of post-colonial Southeast Asia. Lane, a Malaysian Chinese in Singapore, is not just emotionally isolated, she is stuck socially, linguistically, and historically. Lane is surrounded, but unseen. She is a caretaker in an emotionally barren marriage. Her students ignore her. Her colleagues overlook her. She teaches Mandarin in a nation that looks down on it. Economically useful, but socially marginalized like many Chinese in colonial Southeast Asia. She embodies the middleman minority, useful but invisible. In Singapore, English is the language of power. Mandarin, although the mother tongue of Lane, is disregarded. Her career as a Chinese teacher is undervalued. Her students don't care about this subject at all. In class, we see how language becomes a marker of class and exclusion. Lane is pushed out, not only by society, but by the classroom which she should lead. Post-colonialism hasn't just shifted borders, it's shifted the value of entire identities. Lane is triple marginalized. At school, her students scorn Mandarin and challenge her authority.
Peter Chan， 谁是 Peter Chan？ A， 就不能写中文名字啊？
At home, her husband is uncommunicative.
医生说过还是应该 try 的。
try 了8年，要有早就有了。
没办满月，叫我们带法德几去。
你会想去吗？我已经约了人了。
And her only bond, her father-in-law, is dying. And the only one student who finally values her, Guo Weilun, ends up betraying and raping her. The tragedy is not in what is done to her, it is in how each environment she enters pushes her further into silence. Historically, nothing new here. For Chinese Singaporeans, emotional suppression became survival. Lane is the embodiment of this history. She doesn't scream, she folds in. Her passivity, her tolerance, her quiet presence, these are not faults. They're a generational survival mechanism of dealing with structural exclusion, which is being silent. In a world that renders her invisible, Lane's body becomes her protest. Her relationship with Weilun isn't about romance, it's about being seen. Her affair is ethically complex, but emotionally essential. She is searching not for love, but for affirmation. When nobody hears you, desire becomes language. This isn't about love, it's about proof that I exist. Rain was incredibly important in Last Season. Oppressive, cleansing, and catastrophic. It punctuates every brick. The death of her father-in-law. The breakup with Weilun. Rain is not just atmosphere. It's a force that erases what Lane struggled to cling to, but in its density is resistance. She walks away from everything, not in defeat, but in passive resistance. In a society that won't hold her, she lets go. In West Season, Lin constructs a fragile Chinese culture bubble within an English-speaking environment. She teaches Chinese, cares for her father-in-law, who is very fond of Chinese culture, and bonds with Weilun over their shared language. Within this bubble, she achieves fleeting points of relevance and recognition. But this bubble is never sustainable. Her father-in-law dies, severing her cultural and family connection. Weilun, the only one student who truly appreciated her, breaks her trust. Each rupture is also accompanied by rain, symbolizing the disintegration of the identity she's tried to keep up. In the end, there is no longer home for her, neither in school, nor family, nor culture. West Season is not only one woman's grief, it's a quiet indictment of colonial legacy, language politics, and the effective cost of cultural dislocation. Lin is the effective life of diaspora marginality. Her silence says what textbooks and headlines never could. In her final departure, she doesn't insist on being seen, but she leaves a storm of meaning. In the end, she walks alone, not because she's defeated, but because walking away is the only agency left to her. In a society that celebrates strength through noise, West Season asks us to consider another kind of power, the strength to endure, to carry grief quietly, and to survive without acknowledgement. Lin may not speak loudly, but her story echoes across generations, across borders, and across the silences people still carry nowadays.